I the asshole for telling my friend she's acting like a victim?
It was like I was just like, who are you?
I do have beef with Austin.
There's like a serial killer in Austin.
You're fine in the Austin motel.
Killing people and putting them in the Travis Lake, or Lake Travis.
We took the boat out in the wakeboard, flew off the thing and hit me in the head.
No! Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod.
Jordan's in Austin.
You guys better watch this on YouTube.
Yeah, because we are live and in person.
And we're wearing matching outfits.
Jordan's wearing the pants to my sweat top.
Alex's house is like 1 degree.
Because I'm running very hot right now.
I appreciate it though, because in New York, I'm always warm because we don't have good AC. So to be in a house where I have to wear sweatpants and a sweatshirt, I'm like thriving.
So I was really hot this whole pregnancy. And then I realized one day, like, if I just got it ice cold in this house and I didn't leave the house, my goal is to never leave the house. And then I wear my sweatsuits inside, like, I'm so happy.
Is Harrison cold?
No, he's hot. He doesn't notice anything.
I mean, if I, like, sleeping in this would be my dream.
Oh, I'll still sweat.
Oh.
But it's okay. It'll end. But it's just like, that's why. So I just ice it out and then I just sweat. I wear my sweats and it's so cozy.
I remember looking at you yesterday being like, she doesn't even have goosebumps. Like,
no. I'm celebrating fall inside right now. Because usually I don't love this whole like summer's over thing that we do because it's still warm outside. But this year I'm like, great.
Yeah, it's hot in Austin.
Hot. You know what? I was going to ask you. Like, I had some DMs yesterday. They were like, does Jordan want to move to Austin? And then I saw the notes, and I was like, well, unfortunately, I don't think she does, but I have to ask her about this on the podcast. Because Jordan has beef with Austin.
I do have beef with Austin.
What's your beef? What's wrong with my favorite hotel? What happened?
First of all, what's wrong with your guys' water?
What?
So yesterday
the hotel has water and ice sections.
Oh, I know, Alex. So yesterday I was like, Alex, can I drink out of your sink or do I have to use their fridge? And she's like, oh, our water's filtered. So I started drinking out of it and I was like, this kind of tastes funny, but like, to each their own. I get to the hotel. I go and I use their filtered water. It tastes the exact same. I go and drink, and then like, I had one more drink of water somewhere, and I'm like, why does all Austin water taste like I'm being poisoned? I'm like, am I going to die if I keep drinking this water?
I've never thought that.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because I'm so used to like...
I think you're used to New York water.
Yeah, I probably am.
Which is probably, I think
the cleanest water.
Yeah, the cleanest water except for the pipes. That's the whole problem there because they have grime in the pipes.
Yeah, I don't filter my water in New York. Like, we have a Brita, but like I'm cool with using the sink.
No, so New York has super clean water but really bad pipe system.
Okay.
So our water doesn't start out as clean but is cleaner.
Let me take a sip of this again. But like you don't notice anything?
Not one thing. No.
Yeah, it has like a I don't even know how to describe it. It has a flavor to it, but it's not just you. It's the hotel, like everywhere I've been.
Yeah, that's so funny. No, I haven't noticed it at all.
And
I
also,
never noticed it.
You guys don't have water bottles. Like, I love Turtles, but you only have canned water.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the city pays attention.
I was like, I go to the front desk yesterday. I'm like, do you guys have water bottles? And she's like, we have canned water. And I'm like, no, I'm good. So I've been using this since the airport.
Oh, yeah, this household is also on a plastic purge. But yeah, no, Austin is very, I don't know how to explain it. It's funny because I was just talking to this. So like politically, very down the middle, actually. Actually airs more conservative than you would think because of the whole Keep Austin Weird thing.
Wait, really?
Like it very much so has that like Texas sort of like feel to it too. So it's like pretty more down the middle than you would think. However, there's people are environmental here. It's very thoughtful, like because so many CPG brands are here. That start here, consumer packaged goods.
Okay, thank you.
So it's like the canned water, like all that stuff. It's big here. It's a health conscious. They would be like very anti-plastic. It's the whole thing.
So Pete and Harrison would love this because no microplastics then.
There's none. They would love it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. This house, I had to replace everything. I had to get these glass, no more plastic cups.
And then I do have positives, Austin too, but my two other beefs is one. It's so everything opens later. Like I got up this morning at 6:30 and I was like, I need coffee. And I checked, and the earliest I could get coffee was 7 a.m.
Joe's wasn't open till 7.
No, it wasn't open till 7.
Oh, well, I don't know if that surprises me.
I think I'm just used to New York where I can go to Starbucks at 5 a.m.
Yes, any time of the day.
But I even walked outside at 7:15 and there was not a soul to be seen.
No, chilling.
I was like, where is everyone?
Yeah.
It's a work day.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, Joe's Coffee, some of the best coffee I've ever had in my life.
It's so good.
You guys have great food here too.
Yes, very phenomenal cuisine, and the coffee, the Joe's Coffee is the famous I love you so much on the side that you see written in spray paint if you guys are listening, and it's so cute. It's so Austin. You're staying at the Austin Motel.
Yeah, which I have beef with, but we'll get into that.
Why?
I mainly have beef with you, not the motel. The motel is adorable. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Alex Bennett, I felt like I was going to get murdered.
Well, but you won't.
You never told me. I didn't realize when you open the door, you go out to a parking lot.
Well, motel. It's called the Austin Motel. That's a motel.
The whole night, I'm laying in bed. If I saw a shadow underneath my door, I'm like, I'm going to die.
Really?
And they leave their blinds open to the non-vacant room, so everyone knows who's in rooms.
Oh, I stayed there 2 nights on myself, and I was I didn't even think a thing. It's Austin.
There's a serial killer in Austin.
You're fine in the Austin Motel.
Killing people and putting them in the Travis Lake, or Lake Travis.
You're in the middle of South Congress.
I was kind of scared last
Really?
And Julie, when she brought me over, she mentioned that. I was like, don't even say that out loud because I've been holding it in, because as soon as I say it out loud, I'll sort of freak myself out more.
Yeah. No, you're fine there.
Okay.
So you're so safe there.
I'm in the back though, the back parking lot.
That's where I was.
Of course. You're like, la-da-dee-da-da.
I love that hotel.
It is sick.
It's so charming.
It's so adorable. I filmed something on Mean Girl Pod, and someone's like, "What's in the background?" Because the wallpaper looks like vaginas.
What wallpaper do you have?
It's I think they're flowers.
Oh, do you have the flower one?
But they look like they could be vaginas.
She gave me a flower. She gave me a wallpaper option.
Oh.
And so I saw them all, but I can't remember.
And everyone is insanely nice.
They're and it's not even that they're that nice. It's that because I had this when I moved. I was like, what is happening? I can't carry a grocery sack to my car.
They're just genuinely so sweet.
They are so sweet. What I like about Austin is the people still have the moving and grooving work ethic.
Yeah.
It's a very entrepreneurial city, except they also have those Southern type values.
And the staff calls me babe. I love that. She'll be like, is that all, babe? And I'm just like, I don't know why, but it was just really cute.
I sent my packages to the Austin Motel for 3 months. And they'll just
illegal?
text me and they're like, we have a new package. And I'm like, I'm coming, even though I had already moved in. I love them there. I'll go get coffee for free in the morning sometimes if I'm over there.
Oh, I didn't do that this morning because I had to go to Joe's. Let me tell you, Joe's Coffee, I had a sip of my iced vanilla latte and I was crying. It was so good. It was the best coffee I've ever had in my life.
It's so, so good. Now you've transitioned your day to Monster.
I have.
Yes, it's very hard to be with you drinking that because I did smell it. That flavor, so good.
I think the Ultra Strawberry Dreams is coming in a close second. Maybe close first underneath the White Monster.
Yeah.
This just tastes, I don't even know how to describe it. It's it is strawberry, but not super. Mm-hmm. It just is refreshing. And I started drinking this at 10 a.m. And you know how sometimes you drink maybe a soda or a different, or coffee a little too late. I don't know. It makes makes my mouth kind of taste funny or my stomach feel weird. I drink Monster at 9 a.m. 8 a.m.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
It's just a drink I could drink all day.
Yeah, and you don't get the crash from it. Which is so nice.
Or the shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those two things, those are brutal. But yeah, beautiful can, nice and cold, crisp.
Yes.
For the nice and cold, crisp house.
Yeah.
You're just nice, cold, and crisp over there, aren't you?
I would sleep like a baby here, let me tell you that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I do. I pass out on my Cozy Earth sheets. I'm so into those.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
Unlike the Austin Motel, I literally woke up with my a leg sweat, and I had a dream last night of I was back in school. It was weird.
Oh, because everyone's going back to school?
I don't know. The teacher did on me, and I didn't know the answer, and I was like, this is literally my personal hell.
Oh, that's terrible.
But
kids that are This back to school thing just came out of nowhere.
September came out of nowhere.
Nowhere. This one, I think, do we say this every year? I don't know. I could not believe.
And you're going to be having a child going to school soon.
No, last night I just sat in the nursery. They got this recliner chair that I want in my bedroom. And I was just sitting in there and I was like, these are like the sweet moments. Like, I have a week and a half left before she's here and it's like pure chaos in this room. I love sitting in her nursery. And then I was like, she will be in college before I know it. Like, she just will be.
I saw a TikTok saying that, like, time's actually going faster the older we get because of, like, how the earth and sun are placed.
Stop.
I know. I had to swipe out because it started to freak me out. But I was like, so apparently, like, the more we go on with time, the faster the earth spins, which makes time go faster, which I don't really know how because, like, there's always 60 seconds in a minute and...
Yeah, you wouldn't think that you could speed that up, but that's funny.
Yeah.
Mean Girl Pod is sponsored by BetterHelp because you guys know, if one thing's for sure, it's that Jordan and I are huge proponents of therapy because you never know what life is going to throw at you. So it's better to be on the offense than it is on the defense. And this is the season. 'Tis the season to get it off your chest. Whatever's going on inside of you, get it out. Talk to a licensed a therapist about it and really work through things because it really does pay dividends every single time. So if you guys are thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule, which is the best part because sometimes things come up and you need to move around your schedule, but therapy is so important. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time with no additional charge. So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/meangirl today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/meangirl for 10% off your first month. Happy therapy. How was your bachelorette party?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
The gifts I thought were really cute.
The goodie bags were great. I just love being up north. Like, northern Minnesota doesn't get enough credit, like lake life.
Yeah.
It's so unbelievably stunning there. And, like, the sun rises, the sun sets.
Yeah.
We went to Zorba's. Like, I had...
The Greek restaurant?
No.
Oh.
Zorba's is a Midwest lake life chain. Like, all the big lakes have it. And, like, everyone in Minnesota has been to Zorba's. Like, people go there for, like, we were there and, like, 2 other bachelorette parties were there.
What is it?
It's a pizza place, but it's, like, outside there's, like, volleyball. It's, like, a bar. It's, like, a small town. It's kind of like where we did the lunch boxes in Oklahoma.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's like old school. It's just like one of those places.
Is the plant bothering you?
A little bit. It's like it's itching my back.
Yeah, it's fully in your hair. There. Maybe wait, now I think that would be better.
There.
Is that better? Yeah, you were literally like is there not one in there? Jordan has like this plant behind her that's in her hair, like literally in her hair. There you go.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I thought it was fake. There we go.
There we go. Okay. Good.
So yeah, I just love lake life in Minnesota. But like not enough to ever live there. All the girls were like, "Would you ever come back?" And I was like, "I love Minnesota, but my parents don't even live here, so no."
Right, like you don't have anything tying you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. You don't even go there for holidays. But I guess you visit your grandma there.
Yeah, and like even like my best friend lives there, but she wants to move. Like no one. I don't like besides my grandma, like there's no one there who wants to be there long term.
Right. So it's a place that you grew up, but it's not where you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I skipped over your roses and thorns.
That's okay. I was going to ask you. Oh, we were speaking about your pregnancy and the whole world wants Alex wants to know what we're doing once you go on your leave of absence. I feel weird saying maternity leave.
Well, I was like, why are you not saying the word?
I don't know. It seems weird because like I still haven't registered that you're like having a baby.
I was like, mat leave. But we're trying to we don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
Like the plan is though, we'll probably have like 4 you probably take about 4 episodes, maybe
3. Like you just don't know. I gotta stop reading online. I hear horror stories and then I hear great stories.
Yeah, and we'll just have a second mic on where I'm not gonna do like interviews. We'll just have like another podcaster come on, sit, chat with me. Very like just like taking Alex's second mic spot. Very casual conversations.
Yeah, you'll just be, I think that's important to note that you're not interviewing them.
Yeah.
You don't want to interview. You're looking for somebody that you just have a combo with.
Yeah, just to be a second mic to like chit chat about like all things that we talk about.
Girl talk.
Girl talk, yeah.
Girl talk continued.
So it won't be any big changes.
Yeah, and I think the number of max it'll be 4. I don't think I think that's the idea. Basically, find somebody to take the second mic, and then for sure at the end of the 4 weeks. That's why having the induction date will be really nice.
Which is a perk too of you having an at-home studio, because
It's the whole idea, like
Yeah.
just to walk across the hall for a little bit and then be able just to like record here is gonna be so nice. Quick pause to talk about Skims, because right now, you guys, I'm wearing their boxer pants and the tank top underneath it. I've been living in it. But today we are going to talk to you about their bras.
I'm wearing one.
Are you? Which one are you wearing?
It's like the push-up one. I can't remember the exact name, but I get only the push-up bras because I have small tatas.
The weightless scoop bra?
Yes.
Is that the one? I think that's the one you have. Yeah. So my thing was always like the second I would get home, if I had a underwire under my bra, I would just rip that thing off because you're so uncomfortable, which is why the wireless form bra is my absolute favorite. I have it in the onyx color. I think you have that in the onyx color, it looks like.
Yeah, I always do onyx or tan.
Yeah, and it gives you the lift and support of a traditional underwire bra without the underwire, so it's not nearly as uncomfortable. Kim K was seriously onto something. Also, for postpartum, I just ordered a whole slew of their like their half zips.
Yeah.
So I can breastfeed with it. So Skims, they are the best basics. They are the best bras. It's like the best everything. I can't iterate it enough to you. And especially with the change of the seasons, it's like, go get your cozy clothes from Skims now.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys shop Skims bras at skims.com, now available in 62 sizes. I love the size inclusivity. 30A through 46H. If you haven't, be sure to let them know that we sent you. So after you guys place your order, there's a drop-down box where you click podcast, select Mean Girl Pod, and let them know that we sent you. But you guys go to skims.com right now and get your bras, because it's sweater weather and you don't want to be uncomfortable because it's cozy season. So start with your bra.
Do you want to talk about the induction day, about how people are coming at you?
Yeah, well, some people just don't understand. Well, I didn't understand. Like, I think that's what's important to note here is, like, I don't have 16 nieces and nephews, you know, where I've studied have my siblings being induced. You know, like I haven't been that up close and personal to like that many newborns. So when I got pregnant, like I just researched everything, and like I think I'm a true example of like finding what works for you, because that's just what I've done, is like what works for me, not what somebody else really did. And so when I was approaching like the 34, 35 week mark, I started reading about being induced, because you always hear people say, I've got my induction date. Like I was in the bathroom line at Target, and there was a girl beside me and she was also pregnant. And I was like, when are you due? And she was like, into September, but I'm being induced September 15th. And I was like, well, why do you already know that? And so I talked to my doctor, and my doctor was like, anytime past 39 weeks, like I'm from the school of thought that it's very safe to get induced. And I was like, it was schedule me at 39 in one day, because that's Monday. I can't come in on a Sunday, but I can come in on a Monday.
Yeah.
And so I scheduled it then because she gave me the date. It's like hard to get the date. That's the whole thing. Sometimes you have to get on the wait list. So the fact that I got the date was great. So I took the date and I thought I can always push it. I can cancel it. So I went home and I read a lot about it. And some people say if you get induced, you're more likely to have a C-section. You're more likely to have long labor. I read like a medical study. I didn't read the full medical study. I read like the summary of the study. And it's like they did a new study, which is like you're definitely not more likely to have a C-section.
Okay.
That for sure has nothing to do with it. And then like the length of labor is just up to chance.
Yeah.
So it's like, listen, my doctor she says the longer the baby stays in, it kind of gets a little grosser in there and your placenta's not as ripe.
It's a little nauseous.
So she likes to get them out. Mm-hmm. But she's like, you just literally do what works for you. And what works for me is like knowing I have a date.
Are you going to eat your placenta?
No.
Okay.
Because there's not enough, people say, you know, you eat your placenta and you'll look younger. Maybe.
Kim K did.
A lot of people eat that placenta. You can also sell your placenta.
No way.
Yeah, for 50 grand.
Shut the front door.
There's these memes you see or these videos of dads like hauling ice chests to it. Because here's the thing, like the hospitals take your placenta and they keep it.
Why?
Well, I think that's worth something. So now it's like this funny thing online. I don't know what to make of the placenta. I don't think I'm going to chop it up and eat it.
I would never eat my own, but I would definitely sell mine for $50,000.
100% I would sell it. I'm not going to sell it. I don't know what I'm going to do with the placenta, actually. I actually have not thought. Okay.
What is the placenta? Just like the guts?
It's like this little like thing that wraps around it. I don't know. If your placenta's outward, you don't feel them kick.
Oh.
My placenta's like in here. I don't know. She checks my placenta every time to see like the ripeness of it, because the further along you get, it can start to, I don't know, because you birth the placenta too.
I do know that you can make it into capsule form and take it as a pill.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna eat it. No.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't eat mine either.
But
I don't need to eat my insides.
no, same. Except I guess it can help with like postpartum depression too. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I am very interested about like how your whole birth goes, just because like there's so much we don't learn as women about what you go through. My friend who had a baby, I had her tell me everything, and my jaw was on the floor.
I think I'm freaking myself out. Like I'm not typically nervous for things.
Yeah.
And I'm very nervous for this. And like I wish I could just go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be painful.
No.
Well, I think it will be.
I think that I'm manifesting greatness for your birth because you had such a painful pregnancy.
Same. You hear some people are like 50 hours in labor, and I'm just like 50 hours of just like 10x period cramps, just 50 hours.
What if you have epidural?
That helps, but you're still pretty uncomfy.
Imagine you just like sneeze and the baby comes out. You're like, achoo!
I would be so happy. I would be like, thank you.
I could see that happening to you though.
Me too. Well, I don't know. Maybe I have a 5-hour labor.
Can you have like a 30-minute labor?
No.
Oh, okay.
8 hours. Some people online were like, I had an 8-hour labor, and people were like, wow, that's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I guess that's a good number.
Okay.
But I think if you have a C-section, your second C-section, and you know you're having a scheduled C-section, you just like roll in, they C-section you up.
I would be cool with the C-section.
I'm great either way.
My mom had a C-section, and a normal birth too.
Yeah.
And she didn't mind.
My doctor asked me, she was like, a lot of people people have preferences. Some people say, I'm only going when my water breaks and this baby will come naturally. Some people say no epidural. Some people say, I really want to try to avoid a C-section. I'm very good either way, as long as we get her here.
Yeah.
You know, like if they even suggest a C-section might be helpful, okay, great, do it.
Yeah.
I'm good with the cut. I don't care.
I'm manifesting positive vibes only for your pregnancy or for your birth.
Thank you.
Only for your pregnancy.
Only for your pregnancy.
Like,
those didn't work for the positive vibes, but I think that we're trending in a good direction. So.
I think so too.
Okay, you gotta do your roses and thorns.
So I don't really have. Well, I guess my rose. I would say I have 2 thorns, but my rose is here. That I'm here. Well, I have 2 funny stories to tell you.
You can't be roseless.
My rose is that I'm here.
That's a good one.
As much as I just like kind of talked a little crap on Austin, I think Austin's beautiful. I think like the neighborhoods, like the structure of the homes are stunning.
It's kind of New Orleans.
Or kind of like, oh yeah, but did you get like San Diego vibes a little bit?
Yes. The whole city kind of has a San Diego. The people, like,
yeah.
I totally get that, yeah.
Because Pete was like, describe it to me, and I'm like, San Diego's the best way I could describe it to you.
Totally agree.
Because it's like not old, like I don't want to say like old school, but it has like that like older, like not outdated, but it's like you kind of go back into like the 1990s.
The charm, yeah. They call it like it's retro.
Retro,
it's like a purposeful, like it's an on-purpose retro vibe.
Yes, and like the motel I was in, like, or that I was in because this episode came out. Like, I feel like I'm transported back to like the 1950s in that motel.
That's why I loved it, and they don't break character.
No,
like, there's nowhere in that hotel where you can find modern.
No,
like they truly are like, no, we are a motel in the 60s.
Yeah,
so,
I
love it.
Austin, I'm happy I'm here. My thorn is me getting to Austin.
Yeah.
So on the way to the airport, my Uber driver got into a fender bender, like got rear-ended. And I'm okay. But let me tell you, it was the weirdest thing ever. All of a sudden, I'm like in the Uber. He slams on the brakes so hard. Like I was fine. My backpack went sailing, and then
What?
the back of the car just got hit so hard, and I'm just sitting here, and all I can think about is, I swear to God, if I have to get out and go to this corner to get a new Uber, I'm gonna freak out.
And if I miss this flight.
No, that's all I thought. I was like, I could care less about who's hurt. Like, I just want to get to the airport.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the Uber driver gets back in, and he just starts driving away, and he's like, there was no damage, so I just let the guy go. And I was like, there was no way that there's no damage.
That was so nice of him.
Right? I was like, do you not have insurance?
That was kind of New York of them, though.
Right?
The cars get so banged up in New York.
Also, like, we were on, like, the highway we were on a highway.
Right.
What do you
Who hit
do?
who? The guy behind you hit you?
Yeah.
Wow, that was nice of him.
Right? And I was like, you definitely have damage. And then I was like, you might not have insurance, but I feel like you have to have insurance to be Uber driver. But then I was like, wait, what if you're not really my Uber driver?
Oh.
So I was like kind of sick to my stomach the whole time until I got to the
That's
airport.
I didn't think about that. No, I think that you do have to have.
I thought that maybe he was gonna like kill me, so I like didn't report him. I was like starting to have bad thoughts. But it was just wild. And then you get in the car, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, are you
I'm
okay?
fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'd be like, I just go. Wow.
And then he's like, do you want water? You look like you're sweating. And I was like, I'm fine. Like,
Just get me to the airport.
I'm like, I don't care. I just want to get to my flight.
Wow. I can't believe that. I've never been in an Uber when they got in a wreck.
So my brother was once, and that's what made me nervous is my brother had to wait until the police came to give a statement. And I was like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
I was like, I will literally get out of this car and walk to the corner of the highway and order a new Uber.
Totally. I would have done the same thing. Like, you can't, yeah. Even if an Uber driver gets pulled over, I think it's like it just causes.
Yeah. I was like, not today.
Wow. I can't believe that.
So that happened.
Best case scenario, though.
Yeah.
For him just like moving right on.
I was like, great. I just like was literally like, I was like watching the GPS the entire time. I was like, please just make sure you're going to the airport. Cause I was like, what if he is trying to kill
What if
me?
at this point now it's like, okay, I have a witness.
Right.
Taking her out.
And then my second is airplane etiquette.
Yeah.
First of all, I actually really enjoyed flying American.
Oh, good. I was thinking about you.
Like, Delta's been such a shit show with delays. American landed early. I'm like, this is great.
That's good.
I was like, I love it here. But my issue with the flight was the person I was sitting next to. So I was in the middle of two people. It was because I moved my seat up.
Oh, I was like middle.
I was an aisle, but like on the seat 27. So for free, I could just move up to 13.
Yeah.
And in my head was like, oh, I'll get off the plane earlier. Well, I didn't, but you'll hear why. So the plane was packed, and they were like, you might not have room for your bag. And I was like, I'm just gonna see.
Yeah.
So I get on, and there was no overhead bin storage, but I was like, well, you know what, whatever. At this point, we're already like leaving early, so I just put my rollie in the back, like on like 23. The lady next to me and the guy next to me also had to do it because it was a packed flight. So in my head, like, if you do that, you just wait until everyone gets off the flight and then you go back and grab it. So the flight lands. The guy next to me just gets up and tries to bulldoze past me and the lady next to me. And I'm like, excuse me, like, where are you going? And he's like, I'm gonna go get my bag. And I just kind of like gave him the look like, what? Like, okay. So he bulldozes me and the lady, everyone from 13 to 23 to get his bag. And then even the lady next to me, she was like 80 years old, and she was like, he just needs to sit and wait. Like,
Yeah, like he's the only one on the plane.
yeah. And I was laughing because I'm like, an old lady told me this.
Right.
So he's bulldozing to get back there. And then when he's walking past to get hit or by our seat, he just like gives me a look and is like, and points to his backpack.
No.
Yeah. And
No.
he was like, and his backpack was so heavy. I was like, I want to throw this at your face. So I just like hand him the backpack, and then me and the old lady wait until we're the last people off the flight to grab ours.
I mean, as I would too.
I was like, I'm going to freak out at you.
Yeah, and just it's just like some people on these airplanes exist like they're the only person on it. And it's like
Right?
everyone has somewhere to be. We are all literally flying to another city.
Right? And
Yeah.
when we got on the plane, I should have known because when we sat down, he like looked at me and he was like, you can use the armrest if you want. And I was like, thank you for giving me permission to use my own armrest.
No, everyone knows middle seat gets the armrests.
It was like I was just like, who are you?
Right.
I was like, you're not allowed to fly. Men should not be allowed to fly.
Well, but this is a guy who I can tell you how he operates at restaurants.
Yeah.
How if him and another person pull up to a parking spot, he takes it.
Right.
You know, he doesn't hold the door. Like this. That's just like a, you know, that's a type.
He's just like one of the, I just was like, that's the price you pay if you don't check a bag and you have to put it in the back. I was just like, oh.
Yeah. But because once the plane's landed, it honestly, like, there's been so many times where I've waited for everyone to deboard and then I've gone back and gotten my bag.
Yeah.
It's about 5 minutes.
Literally.
It feels like eternity, but you don't have to wait for your bag on the carousel, so you don't really have a problem.
Right? The lady next to me, she was happy watching Jeopardy. I was watching TikToks. Like,
Not the 80-year-old watching Jeopardy.
No, she was watching Jeopardy the entire time. Like, she downloaded Jeopardy. Yes.
No, that's so cute.
She was adorable.
Do you think that old people do that? Because don't they say if you do crossword puzzles, it's good for your brain? Maybe she was trying to guess the words.
Potentially.
To keep her brain active. She downloaded Jeopardy.
Yeah.
You know, like her grandkids probably downloaded it for her. She have an iPad?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was cute.
And this guy just bulldozed past her. Like, her bag's in the back too, buddy.
She literally was like, oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah, that's sad. Let's talk about Hungry Root, because if there's one thing I've noticed online, it's that everybody's back in the hustle bustle. Kids are going back to school, summer's apparently over, and that means we're eating at home. Meal prepping is a thing. People want to be healthy again because summer bodies are made in the winter. So meal planning, grocery shopping, and cooking can be a huge hassle, especially with people that have families. But Hungry Root makes it possible to spend less time doing all of that and more time doing all the good stuff. So you guys, Hungry Root is the easiest way to eat healthy because they send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. The best part about them is they get to know your personal health goals, your dietary restrictions, your favorite foods, and they learn all about you guys, and then they make a program that's built for you. Each order is fully customizable, so you can take their suggestions or choose anything that you want. It's like the best way to do a meal kit at home. So if you guys are salivating at the mouth, you're obsessed with Hungry Root, especially because Pete has celiac.
Yeah, and one of my friends the other day, she was like, I'm going to try a gluten-free diet. And I was like, you got to do Hungry Root because they have a celiac-friendly option you can pick. All the food's gluten-free.
Which is incredible because you don't have to go to the grocery store and read the ingredients. They do it all for you. So you guys, right now, Hungry Root is offering Mean Girl listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. That's a great discount. Just go to hungryroot.com/meangirl to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/meangirl. Don't forget to use our link so they know that we sent you and you get your discount.
What are your roses?
That's crazy. It's not nearly as juicy because my goal is to not leave the house.
I'll say, I don't know if that's juicy. That was painful.
In a day.
But I will say, other than that, like, it's been a breeze.
Let's see.
Bad thing, not bad, but like wild things have to happen for you to have funny stories.
Right. You have to leave the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to go outside.
I actually feel that. You have to leave the house.
You have to go somewhere. Yeah, here we go. My rose is the pumpkin creamer.
Oh, no, talk about it though. I love that.
It's really good. It's a protein shake that I got on Amazon, and it's pumpkin spice. Did you know I've never had a pumpkin spice latte?
I'm shocked, but like I'm with you.
You've never had a pumpkin spice latte?
I got one last year with Pete, and they made it wrong, so I had one sip and threw it away.
It's like everyone gets so excited about the new Starbucks menu, and you know, I've just never partaken, and I'm not gonna go partake. But what I did, I was like really feeling the fall vibes, and so I was like, okay, so I got these pumpkin spice protein shakes, and I just put them in because I haven't been able to have coffee.
Yeah,
and my days were sucking. Like, I hated life, kind of.
Yeah, why don't blame you?
I didn't have anything to look forward to. And then I realized I got some cold brew coffee and I dumped like a half of this protein shake in it. And it basically masked it. And then I would like walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes and I used to do that before I was pregnant. And it like brought me back to life. Like when I would go to bed at night, I would tell Harrison, I'd be like, I'm so excited because I had something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So these pumpkin spice, they hold it's a simple thing, but it holds a very special place in my heart. So I'm obsessed with these pumpkin spice latte Who makes them protein?
Premier Protein.
Premier Protein. Loving those. 1 gram of sugar. Because sugar, I notice, spikes me now being pregnant, but so it's great.
Try the caramel ones. It might be like a little bit like a caramel coffee.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, do you like peach?
I love peach, but not in coffee.
So they have a peaches and cream protein shake, and I think that would, like, if you like peaches and cream, people swear by that flavor.
Really?
So you should try their peaches and cream.
What's like the con with the?
It has dairy in it.
Is there anything other than that problem?
No, Premier Protein's a great brand. It's like high protein, like pretty healthy.
Yeah, like 30 grams of protein.
I love Premier Protein. I used to drink them every single day, and then I kind of started to just get like irritation from it.
Yeah.
So now I just do lactose-free or dairy-free ones, but Premier Protein is, I think, the best out there.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how they got it so sweet, but it is so good. Spam Risk is calling me. And then, okay, so that's my rose. And then my thorn, it's not even a very good one. I got to think of another thorn. I don't know. We took the boat out in the waterboard, wakeboard, flew off the thing and hit me in the head.
No!
Yeah, and that hurt, and it still hurts, and Harrison keeps touching my head, and I'm like, I have a knot. So that's my thorn.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm totally fine, but it freaks me out because I'm like 1 inch over, I like lost an eye, you know? It's just like so scary.
Also, like a couple inches down.
I know. He was like, oh my God. And I was like, we're good. These things are resilient.
That's true.
At this point.
But still, that's scary.
Yeah, so that was my thorn. I like wrote it down immediately. I was like, don't forget your thorn.
Was the boat nice though?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Yeah, the boat, it was great. It was great. Just, you got to tie those things down. So that was it.
That's good. Speaking of you getting hit in the face, a while back, we talked about the women and that one influencer getting hit in the face on the streets of New York. So this might be a great time to talk about the training we just did with L'Oreal and Stand Up.
Oh my gosh, the Stand Up to Street Harassment. That
Yes.
was such a fascinating training. It didn't even take that long.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes. And I love that everything that we learned about, like the 5 Ds that we'll talk about in a second, I can apply to my everyday life and also teach my friends about so we can prevent street harassment from continuing.
Yes, because here's the thing that I think gets lost is we all notice street harassment. Like you really do see it and you witness it a lot, but there's nothing worse than being beside it or having it happen to you and feeling like so unequipped of how to handle it. Like even as simple as sitting in a bar and you're watching it happen 7 seats down and you're like, what do I do?
Yeah, because people think you need to do these crazy heroic things to prevent or to help street harassment, but really you can do something as simple as just going up to them and asking them for the time, which would be one of the Ds, which we'll talk about. So the 5 Ds are distract, delegate, document, delay, and direct. And what I just mentioned was distract. So it could be you just going up to the person to distract the person being harassed or the harasser and just be like, hey, do you know what time it is? Because then it kind of knocks the person harassing off their feet a little bit or kind of helps like the person being harassed get away from the situation.
Yes, and I love the delegate one because sometimes if like you don't feel equipped to handle it, but let's say there's like a bartender nearby or a waiter or a valet parker if you're outside. If you're leaving, you go over to them and you're like, hey, will you just keep an eye on her and like make sure she gets in her car?
Yeah.
And I'm 10 times out of 10, humans looking out for humans are going to be like, yes. And then it's like, you did the right thing. The valet guy's still there. He's going to be there till he's going to bring her car up. And so it's just like everyone can do their part, but it doesn't have to be you standing up to this guy being like, hey, don't harass her, because that's when I think the bystander effects happens, where it's like you don't want to be the one that goes over to them.
Yeah.
But you're right. It doesn't have to be this heroic thing. There's all these different options. The 5 Ds make you feel so equipped to handle these situations.
Yeah. Like I remember one time, like unfortunately in New York, street harassment does happen a lot and it's happened to both of us many different times. But one time I was leaving a bar and I was waiting outside for my Uber, and there's hundreds of people walking around in New York. So you don't really think much of it. But this man came up to me and was just harassing me. He was saying inappropriate things. He was just making me feel very uncomfortable. And I remember waiting for my Uber being like, please just get here. Please just get here. And wishing someone would just come up to me and be like, pretending they know me, that I'm their friend, just anything so that guy knew I wasn't alone. And thankfully nothing bad happened. My Uber came. But in that moment, I just wish someone would have distracted him or me from the situation, which going forward, now that I know the 5Ds and I know distract, if I see anyone in a similar position to me, I will go up to them and be like, oh my gosh, Jennifer, it's so good to see you. Or, hey, Lisa, can you give me the time, or do you know where this bakery is, just so this person knows that this girl isn't alone.
Yeah, and you could even just be like, your shoes are so cute, where'd you get those? And just talk to them.
Yeah.
Instead of having to be like, yo, man, back off. It's like, doesn't have to be like that. Just chat.
Yeah, it's so simple, because unfortunately, 80% of women say they have been in a form of street harassment. So it definitely happens more than you realize in a ton of different types of situations. So it's like, by taking this training, you can help yourself and other people in these cases to prevent harassment to continue to happen.
And I think too, the important thing, like, I know we just used a lot of like guys harassing girls examples, but like, it can happen to anyone.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's not just men harassing women. It could be women harassing women, women harassing men. It could be anything.
Men harassing men. I mean, there's so many different forms of it. So it's really not just subject to one gender on gender type situation. And so the thing is, you guys sign up to learn the tools and the skills you need with the short training from L'Oreal Paris and Right to Be at, so this is the website now you go to, standup-international.com.
Yes, and we hope this training helps you or someone you know. Okay, so we have a very juicy Am I the Asshole? So I want to do it like sooner in the episode, because I think we might have some good conversation from it.
Okay.
So do you want to read it to us?
I'll read it. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my friend she's acting like a victim? My friend, who is almost 30, comes to me almost every day complaining there is something terrible happening in her life, and it's always something new and super dramatic. One day, we had gone to an event together, and I left early. An hour later, I got a call from her crying hysterically, saying she had been shot at. I immediately again dropped everything to be there for her and canceled all my plans for the day because I had gone through something similar and knew how that felt. A few days later, I found out from another friend that at the event that she lied and that this did not happen at all. And in fact, she made up the whole thing to get attention. I, of course, felt super betrayed, but took a few days to cool off before I confronted her. I called her the Monday after the event to have a conversation where I could politely and respectfully ask her about the situation and tell her how I felt super betrayed. She got very defensive, and I gave her some tough love and told her she needed to stop acting like the victim. She did not take that well and unfollowed me on every social platform and kicked me out of our friend group chats. I've heard through the pipeline that she's wanting to reconcile, but I'm not sure if I even should. Do you think I should reach back out to her and try and reconcile since we have been friends for so long, or leave it and move on with life? Wow.
Oh my gosh. I say that this girl, it's better if that friend's not in her life.
Well, yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked at the thing that, like, I can't get past is I understand needy friends. Mm-hmm. And I think that's like, that's a therapy topic.
Yeah.
What's not a therapy topic is saying you were shot at and it's not true.
Yeah. No, I've talked about this friend a few times on the podcast, but I had a friend so similar to that. She was always the victim. Everything was a 10 out of 10 on the drama scale, and it got to the point where it was like making me like sacrifice time with my family, with other friends. Like, if I hung out with other friends, she would get mad at me, like, why am I not invited? I remember one time she was having like a panic attack, and I do that in quotes, like, not to diminish panic attacks, but she was always having a panic attack. She couldn't get a hold of me, so she called one of my friends when her friend was celebrating her anniversary. They were at a beautiful dinner. She made her talk her off the ledge, ruined the whole anniversary dinner. Like, pretty much was like, can you come over? My friend was like, I'm literally at my anniversary dinner. And she's like, well, then you have to walk me off the ledge. Like, it's like when you have friends that are not respecting any boundary, like, it's time for them to go.
It's the give and take thing we always talk about, where it's like, okay, so if it's a take, and you're gaining nothing but you're constantly giving, it's a lopsided relationship.
Yeah.
And there are people that milk people,
mm-hmm.
and they drain them, and they take, and they're not going to give back to you. And I think that there's a friend out there for them.
Yeah.
But the people that have like the wherewithal to write in, you're not the friend for them. Because here's the thing, like, you like balanced relationships where you give, you take, you give, you take. Not the ones that are just like, I just need.
No.
And it's like that, the older we get, like, I don't know where that neediness comes from. And it comes from somewhere. And like, that's
Yeah.
okay. But these lopsided relationships where it's like one's just draining and one's just giving, it just sucks your soul.
I think too, when you're that needy, you need to learn to rely on yourself more and to do more for yourself. It's almost like they're just not self-sufficient, and maybe it came from parents that just babied the crap out of them or totally neglected them. But like, when the older you get, the less you need to rely on other people. Like, you need to be like, I can do this for myself.
Yeah, and I think that victim mentality is a easy thing to get. It's like a hit of a drug.
Yeah.
Because you feel sorry for yourself, and then you keep feeling sorry for yourself, and so it's like really hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
And so I think, unfortunately, like, I'm sure she does want to reconcile, but you'd have to have a big boundary.
Yeah, and I think it's best if the friend walks away, because this girl doesn't seem like she's gonna get better.
No, and I think if you reconcile, you're signing up. Like, doesn't that sound exhausting to reconcile?
Yes.
Like, I'm like, oh, your phone's gonna be ringing, and it's not you calling her.
Also, walking on eggshells. If this ever happens again, oh, am I gonna get kicked out of my group chats? Am I gonna have to like sacrifice more time with my friends, my boyfriend? It's just exhausting.
I think that's a good point too. The kicking out of the group chats.
Or unfollowing.
Like what?
No, like that's like what my friends would do in high school.
Just mute.
Be like, oh, she unfollowed me today. I guess she's pissed off at me.
Right. That's like, did you take her off your MySpace top friends?
Right.
You know, like just to get at her. It's like a catty move.
Yeah.
To delete out of the group chats.
That's wild.
It's like, you don't get to do that.
Something I do love that was said at the end of that. It says, do you think I should reach back out to her to try to reconcile since we've been friends for so long, or just leave it? And I feel like I am so tired of, and not about this girl. I have like another story that will intertwine with it. People staying friends with people based off of like history or the length of friendship.
Years.
Versus like how good that person is to them.
Yes.
One of my friends was on a girls' trip with some of her, like, I think they were like mainly high school and maybe like one college friend, and she had a horrible time. So I had a few friends. They went on a birthday trip, and the one girl, she only invited her high school friends, and then I think like one or two college friends. And when she left the birthday trip, I was like, hey, how was it? And she said it was horrible. Like, the girls didn't make anything about the birthday girl. They neglected her. She said she cried during it. And in the back of my head, I was just like, well, I asked her like first, I was like, do you even really like these girls? And she's like, well, we've been friends for so long. They're my high school friends. We've been through so much together. And I was like, but do you actually really like these girls? And she's like, well, now I'm kind of rethinking everything. Like, I don't know. And I was like, we got to stop keeping people in our lives just based off of the timing and like, or the history or the length versus like how like these people are treating you.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point, because it's like people take advantage of being grandfathered in. Yeah. Even though it's not necessarily what's good for them, what like serves them, and most importantly, what makes them happy. So you just stay in these relationships because, and we've heard this a million times, I've just known them forever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they don't do anything for you.
It's like staying it with a boyfriend for 5 years. Well, we've been through so much together. We have so much history. So
Right, like, we're just gonna excuse, because here's the thing, we always talk about seats at the table, and it's like, you miss out on other people if those are full, and you're dedicating your time. Like, if you're throwing good energy at bad, well, then other good energy keeps walking past you. Like, set a boundary.
yeah, like she went on a that birthday trip with like 5 girls. There's only room for like 5 girls, so she could have invited other people that she's closer with, but what happened is you invite 2 high school friends. Well, it's just easier if I invite the other 3 because they're all friends versus like 2 random friends who actually treat me better, but they don't know the high school friends, so it's just easier to do that. But I would have more friends with these 2 girls, and I'm like at the end of the day, like I just am starting to have less and less patience.
Yeah, and I think like growing and evolving with people is important, and some people, there's so many friends that I've had forever that do that.
Yeah.
But then I think you have to say, just because you've known somebody for so long doesn't like guarantee them that they stay in your life forever, because sometimes you have to cut ties.
Yeah, it's not an excuse for keeping a friend around anymore. I feel like that's like the biggest thing that I've talked about with some of my friends. Like, if they have friend trouble or like girl drama, I'm always just like, why are you friends with her? Well, we've known each other since birth. We've known each other since high school. It's like, so what?
Yeah, and keep knowing them. Like,
Yeah.
you'll still know them and like love them, But like, they don't have to be your best friend.
You don't have to cut them off.
Yeah, this isn't like you don't need to you don't even need to alert them of the change.
Yeah.
Just make like a shift in your mind. And it's like, I think perspective and like making the shift internally and like, it, I think it makes such a big difference.
I also think too, like we get this question all the time, like I'm in my upper 20s, I'm in my 30s, how do I make new friends? And I think the people who struggle to make the new friends are the people who are keeping all this, like all of the high school friends or all of the childhood friends that they don't like anymore. Because if you aren't like putting yourself in a position of like discomfort, which would be smaller groups of friends, you're not going to feel forced to find new friends. Like when I moved to New York, I was 26, almost 27. I like had to make new friends, and I met the greatest people ever.
Totally.
But if I would have moved to New York with 5, 6 of my high school friends, college friends, I wouldn't have made a single friend.
Right, and even if like you still live in the same place that you've always lived, right? Because like we have examples of moving, but like even if you haven't moved and you always have like the same friends, but you don't make new friends, I think sometimes when you start to branch out, your old friends are like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, they
Why?
get like mad.
They're like, "Why are you branching out?" And it's like, well, anybody can make a new friend at any point in life because there's so many.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a workout class, maybe you're like at a pickleball clinic with somebody and you just like love them. And so I think like the whole mentality around making friends sometimes gets a little closed-minded when it's like it's always open.
Yeah, and if you keep hanging out with those big groups, we've talked about this, like they stifle growth in the sense of maybe you're not going to go to that workout class by yourself to meet a new friend, or maybe you're not going to go to that painting class where you could meet new friends.
Yeah, you have to. And I think about it a lot with parenting. I'm like, one of the things I'm most excited about is like now I'm going to make parent friends, which is like a whole new area that I wouldn't have ever tapped into because you just have so much in common with them. But if I showed up with 3 of my friends and we all had kids and I didn't talk to any of the other new moms, it's like I would miss out on so much growth and so much like potential friendships.
Yeah.
So it's just like such an interesting way to think about it. But I love that point that you started with of like years clocked doesn't guarantee you somewhere.
Yeah. No more grandfathering people in.
Yeah.
Only keep the people around who treat you with the respect that you deserve.
Some people and the ones that are grandfathered in that do that, they're wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
the
my
best
God.
kind.
Yeah.
That's the sweetest friendship, right? You know, it's like the ones we always talk about, Madeline and Sydney, and it's like the ones you've known so long that you like love.
Yeah.
It's like those are great ones because you grow together.
And there's a reason that we only have like one friend from when we were babies,
Yeah.
practically. Because they're hard to come by.
Right. I have like three that. But yeah, there's so many I get on Instagram that I follow, and I'm like, we just
Yeah.
lost touch.
Yeah.
We just like, you can't keep them all.
Yeah, like some people might think it's weird, but like I don't have really any high school friends still. And I don't have like any drama in my life.
Well, I think you take them from different walks of life.
Yeah.
Like some people have all adult friends. Some people have like, hey, listen, I had banger college years and I had like 7 best friends from college. Some people are like, I don't know, my elementary school friends are like still my best friends today.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different versions of it. Some people, I just had a friend who had a bachelorette party that I missed and she had like 19 people on it. She truly is an example of like, there were her law school friends, her college friends, her high school friends, and like her young friends. Like she from every walk of life collected like a group of friends. And it was the first time where I had truly seen, like I was like, wow, you're lucky.
Yeah, that's like very unique.
It's just such a unique situation, you know, but and it's like she went to school out in LA and like went to college in Oklahoma and like she's just gathered in her like Easter egg basket all these little eggs. And I was like, most people I feel like maybe their friends are largely from like one area. Yeah. There's no like right or wrong way to do it. You just do what works for you.
Yeah, like I think so when I broke up with my boyfriend of 5 years, that's like when I really started to shift into the person I feel like I was supposed to be. And after breaking up with him, that's when I started making like the really close friendships. I have a lot of close friends from college, but like after I broke up with him, I was like, now I feel like I'm making my like true girlfriends. So that was like age 25 plus.
Totally.
And honestly, like moving to New York, I met a lot of close people when I was 26, 27.
I think my mom's best friends are all from motherhood.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
same
sure.
with my mom.
I think like you take these babies, you like do your wine walks, and like that's where a lot of your best friends come from.
Yeah, my therapist told me that she was like, oh my God, my favorite people I met when I was like 35 plus. She's like, because that's when I felt like I was around people who's like were really in places of their life where they were happy and wanted to be. So I was surrounding myself with happy people who like weren't tearing me down or weren't like not allowing me to succeed. I was just around very like uplifting, confident, powerful women powerful women that I just like love being around, and they're my best friends now. And I was like, I love that.
Yeah, I think that's totally, they can come whenever.
Yeah.
You know, like I had a friend who just turned like 45, you know, and who I knew from like a long time ago, and I was talking to her, and she was like, I've just met like my best friends these past couple years.
I love that.
And it's just like a different phase of life. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, friendship doesn't need, like, I feel like we all just think that like making relationships ends at like 22.
Yeah, you think you have your best friends when you leave college.
Yeah.
I did too. And then it's like, hold on, you got careers ahead of you, you got breakups ahead of you, you got moving ahead of you. Like, you got so many different phases of life. And it's like, don't be so close-minded and think like these are just your friends.
Yeah.
And don't be so attached to them like you're afraid to let them go when that time does come.
Yeah. Like, I think about my mom playing, like, bunco.
Yeah.
At, like, 36, 37. Like, with all the neighborhood girls. Like, none of those are high school friends.
No, not at all. They're probably not even from there.
No, they aren't.
They're moved.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think my mom with her bridge group. And I'm like, I don't even know when she met them, but that's her people.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it's so funny.
If we didn't have social media, we wouldn't even think twice about it.
No, we wouldn't. It's so funny to think about how they had their bridge groups and bunco groups, but like they didn't follow each other on Instagram. Like they didn't have that.
Right.
They had to call like home phones. I don't know.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. It's funny. We're so connected these days. You can have Instagram friends these days.
No, literally.
Yeah.
I'll be like, when I say like, I'm a mutual with her, as in like,
Like, do you follow her? Yeah. Okay, cool.
like on Instagram, I'm friends with her.
Yeah. Like, I don't know her. I've never met her in person, but I've
Right?
talked to her. Why?
That's so weird.
Yeah. It's a crazy world out there.
Do you want to do Rex?
Yes. What's your rec? What's my rec? I'm afraid I know.
I think
my
your rec was the pro.
I think it was. Did I type that twice? Yeah. It's the
Well,
pumpkin
I
spice.
see that you have people you meet on vacation hanging up on your wall. The book that I recommended last week.
Julie brought me that. I'm gonna read it. Oh, so funny. I was in bed early last night and I wanted to read something.
So good.
I didn't even think about it. I'll put it on my bed. Because
Okay.
I've been like reading a lot, but just random things.
So I don't have like a major rec. I will say, once this episode comes out, we're gonna get some good TV recs because Tell Me Lies season 2 starts.
People are starting to post that.
Wait, have you not seen this first season?
No.
Alex, you have to watch it.
Wait, who's in that?
I can't remember their names, but you and Harrison would love it. It's like, I don't want to fully say like a psychological.
You've talked about this.
Yeah. No, not Lily James. That's Emily in Paris. Lily James?
Grace Van Patten.
Yeah. So
Jackson
her and the
Wright.
main guy are dating in real life, so that kind of makes it fun.
I love when that happens. Did they start dating because of this?
I think so.
Love that.
But like it's like just twisted and dark, and he's just like a total narcissist. Like just like, oh my God, it is like I told you that. Oh yeah, we did talk about because I said I told Pete to watch it for so we could watch season 2 together. He finished it in 2 days.
Really?
And his sister watched it and finished it in like 2 or 3 days too.
Oh, I'll watch it.
So and Harrison will like it too. Like it's a guy show too.
Okay, great, because I do need a new show.
It's dark, but like I will say like I cried during it.
Oh.
So just be careful because I know you have pregnancy hormones and stuff.
Yeah, why'd you cry? Don't tell me. I'll watch it. I'll try it. I'll know instantly if I like it or not.
And then The Perfect Couple with Nicole Kidman's coming out, and that was a book, so I'm excited for that.
If she's in it, most of the time, it's excellent.
So those are like my 2 future recs.
Okay, that's good. When's Tell Me Lies?
It comes out the 4th, so
Tomorrow.
Today. It's
Today.
the 4th.
I was like, somebody posted this today. Okay.
I'm not allowed to watch it until, so we're recording obviously before. We're recording on September 4th, and I'm not allowed to watch it until I get home tomorrow with Pete because we promised we would wait for each other.
It's not a plane watch for you.
No, because it doesn't come out all at once. It comes out like 2 episodes and then one.
Oh, I have a not rec for you.
Oh, okay.
The Ryan Gosling movie with Emily Blunt.
Oh, it was so bad.
I was floored.
I was so upset as well. I stopped watching it.
Me too. I was like, what is happening?
I didn't think that Ryan Gosling could make a bad movie.
I thought the two of them, and it started out the first 10, 15 minutes was really good. And I had paused it. And I remember I went back the next day and I was like, here we go. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, we are spiraling downhill. This movie is awful.
So bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
There hasn't been a lot of good movies out recently. Besides not, well, I guess that was in the theaters, but I was going to say like there was some good movies this summer, but I feel like on streaming services, there hasn't been a lot of good movies.
No, I want to see Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Channing Tatum and what's her name? Scarlett Johansson, but it's not out yet. It says like coming soon or something. So I keep trying to rent that.
Probably.
I want to watch that.
Oh, Regretting You, the book by Colleen Hoover. They're making that into a movie. So I did start reading that.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, because People We Met on Vacation is going to come out as a TV series or a movie. I can't remember. So that's why I read that. So I'm trying to read books that are coming out as in like a film so I can like watch both.
That's really smart of you.
And it's good.
Yeah, Colleen Hoover, people love her.
Yeah, she sometimes her books are so cheesy, but this one's like kind of dark, so I like it.
This one's kind of dark, so I'm into it.
It's kind of like Verity, well, not like Verity, but Verity was also dark. But I also have a conspiracy theory that Colleen Hoover didn't actually write Verity, but
juicy.
Yeah.
Who do you think wrote it?
There's just no way. Like that book is so well written and like dark and twisted, and Colleen Hoover writes like the most romantic, loving, cheesy books. I'm like, there's no way that the same person wrote this book.
Do you think she had a ghostwriter and then she just said she wrote it? Why would she do that?
I don't know. But like either she had help writing it or like she was in a dark place when she wrote it, because it's like fucked up, but it's so good.
Oh, but all her stuff's so good, right?
I would say her books are good. She has like either like bangers, like
yeah,
the movie that just came out.
The one.
Yeah, it ends with us.
Like I was like the thing.
And Verity, and then her other ones you read and you're like, they were cute. They were good.
Oh, okay. So she has some bangers on the playlist.
Like I wouldn't read her. I read her books because of It Ends With Us and Verity. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fair. So maybe she didn't write the other one.
Oh, but you would like that book too. That one is a psychological dark thriller.
Which one?
Verity.
No,
she's like, no, don't read it.
She would hate it. I'm gonna go People We Met on Vacation.
Actually, don't read it. Not until a long time from now. There is the death of children in that book.
Oh God, that would be terrible.
Yeah, don't read that.
Yeah, that's not for me. I'll watch it. I'll do it later.
Big reading girl though. So those are my recs. Those are your recs.
Okay, I like it.
Did you say your rec?
It was the pumpkin spice thing.
It's okay.
I don't know.
When you're not pregnant anymore, I want you to go to Starbucks, get a double shot in a venti cup, and then get the caramel or the pumpkin one of the protein, pour it in, and you'll have an espresso protein shake.
I'm so down for that. Like, that sounds phenomenal.
I should do that almost every single day.
Yeah, I love that. It's a great breakfast. I'm like, yum.
Protein coffee.
Yeah, like a little proffy moment.
Yeah.
That's what I love doing that. And then...
Did you say proffy?
Proffy?
I like that.
Yeah, proffy. Oh, that's what it's called, I think.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know. When I Googled, can I put this protein in my coffee? It was like proffy recipes.
Because it wouldn't be crotein. That'd be kind of weird. Crotein.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like popped up proffy.
Proffy.
There's this girl I follow that's lost like 268 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
I love her. She's like one of my favorite follows. She lives in Oklahoma, which is why I think I like her. But she's like all this like positive ray of light thing, and she makes proffies every morning.
I love that. I mean, that's how a lot of people, I think, do like stay fit or lose weight. It's because they fill up on protein and it keeps them full throughout the day.
Totally. And I'm like, this thing having protein in it is confusing me because it doesn't taste like it. It tastes like a dessert.
If you want a dessert protein shake, drink Fairlife's protein shakes. They're lactose free, so you would be able to, even if you become
lactose.
You can have lactose free stuff, right? Pre-pregnancy.
Yeah.
They're chocolate ones. They have ones that are 26 grams of protein and then 43 grams of protein.
Wow.
It tastes like chocolate milk.
So these are what we make the ice cream with, I think.
So Fairlife, that's why I got them, because I don't have a Ninja, but I want one.
Yeah.
But I put peanut butter in it and I blend it.
Yes.
It tastes like a peanut butter chocolate milkshake.
Yes, those protein shakes are so... Harrison's on a Ninja kick. The problem with the Ninja is you gotta want... when you can't have the ice cream right then. So it takes 20, you gotta freeze it for 24 hours. So it's like the day you're craving it, it's not the day you get it.
In what world?
So you don't ever have the foresight. And then when you're not craving it, you don't want to make it.
Wait, try the Fairlife though. It tastes like chocolate milk.
I will. I wonder if it's what he has.
And the vanilla is actually really good too. It tastes like a vanilla milkshake.
Okay, I'll get them both.
So good.
I think, Yeah, Fairlife, I feel like it's what he just got. Well, I'll see. I'll check. Okay. Okay. Meeting adjourned.
And meeting adjourned.
Ready, set, break.
And keep sending us juicy, spicy, am I the asshole, and listener questions.
Yeah, this week's was good.
That was a good one. Okay, guys, we love you. Say you love them.
I love you guys so much. I love you.
Okay, that's it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening to Mean Girl Pod, powered by Just Media House. I'm Alex Bennett.
And I'm Jordyn Woodruff. So, AB, do what you do best.
If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. We are at Mean Girl Pod on all platforms. Stay connected with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Snapchat at Mean Girl Pod. Podcast and social artwork and post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Mean Girl Pod performed by Sergi Asbel. Mean Girl Pod, we're your besties in your ear. New episodes every Monday.